Recording. Hey guys, we got a small class today, but it's all right. We're all good. Tony's up. He's going to talk about some things, not just his services, but why certain things are important when building backlinks and stuff like that. So, going to give him your undivided attention. Let me share on the screen share. Everything's uploaded in the back end as usual. So, you're free to go, Tony, whenever you're ready, man.
Okay, well, good morning, good day, or good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. For me, it's like just after 6 a.m. And I'm actually here in South Africa at the moment. So I asked William the other day, what should I talk about? And he said, well, most people don't really understand your stuff other than me saying that it works. So, when I'm doing these kind of seminars, I'm trying to appeal to everybody's interests. Obviously there's going to be some guys that might watch this who are very advanced and, they might listen to something that they've heard before. William obviously has a business where he's making a lot of websites for people, or local, guys are coming to William for his services to try and rank higher, typically in Google and all the maps. So now some people might disagree with this, but in my way of thinking and from my own observation, backlinks are the currency of Google. This is how Google was actually formed. And of course, in the old days, you could create a backlink and you could have, just the keyword that you wanted. You could even, hide everything by making it the same color as the page. And of course, Google got smart and, they started to filter out a lot of things. But, at the end of the day, you still need backlinks. And what is really important for Google in these days is the niche relevant backlink. So it's not just any backlink, it's also the relevancy of that backlink. Typically, when people buy backlinks, they go to Fiverr and you'll have some guy from India or Pakistan or Bangladesh or something like that who's, found some kind of directory network type system, and he can bang together a lot of links really, really fast that have no power, but they look impressive when the report is sent. And of course, a lot of people don't know the difference between spammy links and quality links. So, but anyway, let me give you an example of this. If you pick a location, say Austin, Texas, and, let's say you need some roof repairs or something like that. Well, a person's going to go to Google and they're going to type in, roof repairs Austin, or roofing contractor Austin, or roofing company Austin, something like this. Basically what they're saying is, look, I have a problem and I'm looking for the solution. So now, maybe there's 300 roofing companies in Austin, Texas. Well, every one of those roofing companies is going to have a website about roofing. On their website, they're going to have, information about their business and how long they've been around and what types of roofing services that they provide, what areas that they service. They're going to have pictures of roofing, reviews about roofing. Basically, they're just going to have a lot of content about roofing. So, out of 300 sites, pretty much every site is going to be the same. Maybe the color's different, the logo's different. Maybe there might be some slight variation in the content. But generally, all the content's going to be about roofing. So when someone goes to Google and types in roofing company, roofing contractor, or whatever it is, Austin, Google's going to you know, what this is basically what Google does. It goes, well, shit, out of the 300 roofing companies, which ones do we put on page one? Because we can only put 10 of them on page one. So out of all of these roofing companies, who do we prioritize? So, you know, that's where other stuff comes in, like backlinks, like authority. Because if everybody, you know, hopefully you get this concept, if everybody has a website that's about roofing, with pictures about roofing, content about roofing, we service this area, different roofing services, well, there must be something needed that's different to make Google think, well, okay, these are the 10 best companies that we want, or the most relevant companies we want on, you know, page one. And that's why links are important, particularly niche relevant links. That's why building the authority of your website is important. Obviously, there's, you know, social shares, people talking about your brand, you know, social media, all this kind of stuff. That's part of the factor. But, you know, I don't know of anyone who has a website that's ranking for anything kind of decent, a decent keyword that actually gets traffic without any backlinks. I don't know anybody who has got that type of situation. Maybe they don't have any backlinks. And when I say don't have any backlinks, I mean nothing, no citations, nothing. No backlinks, you know, no referring domains. They've just built a website, put content on it, and that's it. Now, of course, according to Google, you're not supposed to build backlinks. That's a violation of their terms of service. You're not allowed to buy links. You can't do guest posts. You can't do niche edits. You know, what you're supposed to do per their terms of service is you're supposed to write really good content, you know, have a blog or whatever, really good content. And then it's supposed to be so amazing. Your content is supposed to be so good that people will find your content and link to it. Okay. Now, there are people out there teaching this. There are people out there saying that, you know, backlinks are a complete waste of time. And this is what you're supposed to do. This is what Google wants. It wants you to write brilliant content. Well, that's okay if you're a blogger. That's okay if you're actually a writer, you enjoy writing, you love to write, and, you know, that's just what you do. You've got plenty of time to write. And maybe people will find your content and link to it. Or maybe you're a national brand, and so it makes sense to, you know, to have a writer on your team that's just constantly putting out really, really good content, and people want to link to your content because you're a great brand. But if you're, you know, Bob's Roofing Services, it's you know, or Harry's Pest Control, you know, chances are, you know, you're not a professional blogger. You're probably very good at pest control. You're probably very good at roof repairs. And the last thing at the end of the day that you think about is, you know, I mean, you're probably not thinking about how do I write amazing content so people can find it and link to me. And then if you're a local business, what's supposed to happen is people locally are supposed to link to you. Okay. And it's supposed to be relevant people linking to you. So even if a local business links to you that's like a flower shop, well, there is some kind of relevance if you're in the same city, like it's geo-relevance. But, you know, like, could you imagine you're a roofing company and you go to other roofing companies and say, look, I'm not allowed to build any backlinks. And Google says I need to get, you know, people linking to my website. And those links need to come from websites that are in my niche. So because you're a roofing company, would you mind actually linking to my roofing company website? Because that's what Google says that we need. probably the guy's going to tell you to, take a hike. So what does one do if they're a small business? How do they rank higher in Google? If you're not ranking in Google, particularly close to page 1, it's unlikely that you'll also be ranking in the maps. I know it's possible because some people will have, a GMB where it's actually optimized for the actual keyword. In other words, the money keyword is their business name, and maybe they got lucky in that respect. But generally speaking, if you've got a brand like Harry's Roofing, when you're in Austin, Texas, well, you're probably not going to rank within the 3-pack of Austin for Roofing Company Austin if your website also isn't on page 1. Maybe page 2, but usually it has to be on page 1 to also rank in the maps. So, it's not just a matter of, oh, well, I'll rank a GMB and I won't worry about Google. You really need a lot of stuff. You really need a website ranking. You need a Google Maps ranking. You need a video ranking. I like to think of a keyword as a street in Google. And in that street, there's 10 houses. Drop your questions, guys. Yeah. And in that street, there's 10 houses. So like if maybe the street is called Roofing Contractor Austin, maybe that's the name of the street in Google, and there's 10 houses on that street. Now, of course, Google has its ads. It has the map. So, what do? Well, the idea is you rank your website on page 1. That's like having a house on Roofing Company Austin Street. If you can get a map in ranking on that street, well, now you've got like 2 houses on that street. And if you could get a video ranking for that keyword, well, now you've got 3 houses or 3 assets, you see. So unfortunately with videos, it's not always a perfect system, because the YouTube videos are great to rank in YouTube, and YouTube is the #2 search engine in the world, and you will get a lot of traffic from YouTube. But a lot of the times Google won't allow a video to rank for particular keywords, because it actually doesn't see that the video was relevant to that keyword search term. So videos will actually rank, particularly, but to be honest, they won't always rank for money keywords, because it's hard to convince Google that a video has more authority than, say, a roofing site that's been around for 5 or 10 or 20 years. But videos will rank for longer tail keywords where maybe there's, 10, 20 searches in Google. And of course, depending on your niche, people will go to YouTube to watch videos because, like if they're looking for someone to repair their roof or to actually replace the roof, that is not an impulsive decision. People don't just, go to their GMB, look for a roofing contractor and say, hey, I want to get my roof replaced. And then buy. Like maybe they would if they needed a locksmith. They're urgent. They need their locks replaced. They've just been locked out of their house. So in that instance, obviously, getting a GMB #1, this type of thing is really important, because that's where most of the business is going to come from. But, people generally don't make impulsive decisions if the service or the product is a high ticket item. Usually they're doing some kind of research. And that's where videos actually play a huge and important role, particularly if your videos are kind of educational, helping people understand your product and service. So just on that, if you need some help with video ranking, I do all of William's video ranking. I don't think he's sent me every single video, because I think sometimes he forgets. But I think he's going to be sending me some more videos real soon because he's been away for a few weeks. But if you go to YouTube and you type in how to rank a YouTube video, probably you'll see my video ranking. If you go to YouTube and look for backlinks or SEO services or Google Maps ranking or Google Maps SEO, you'll see my videos. So, the reason why I'm telling you that is because a lot of people will say, I can rank your video, but their video might be, number 10 in YouTube or number 20. And so, the real proof at the end of the day is like, well, if someone says, hey, I can rank your video, typically they should be ranking, their own videos. Otherwise,
So
it looks a bit strange.
For example, one of the things Tony's done when I first started, and a lot of y'all have been watching me for a bit. When I first started, I just would say, hey, I want to rank for, like, one I didn't send Tony is rank number 1 YouTube, right? Because I didn't need his help because there's no freaking search volume for that key term. I can easily get, and there's certain individuals selling stuff about this. Hey, get this ranked on Google. Well, that's because it's only got fucking like 60, 70 searches a month. I mean, is that okay? Fine. I mean, but I'm going after bigger terms, one of which, for example, one of the very first hard ones I tried with Tony, because Tony told me, hey, I can rank anything. I said, okay, we'll see. And I literally said, all right, Tony, it's going to be, one of them was website templates. And he got that in the top 3. Then another one was mindset reset. And he got that ranked. These are keywords that are getting anywhere from, what I'm targeting lately is anywhere from, 10, 20,000 to 300, 400,000. Like right now, I sent him an order. I think yesterday it was for financial goals. That keyword's like huge. And it will probably take multiple, if you will, orders on it to get it there, but he gets it there. I'm not going after keywords like, how to make $297 with reputation management. I'm not doing that shit anymore because it doesn't get traffic. And it's one of the things like Craig and them, they're like, how's William doing it? Well, how William's doing it, and I've told you guys over and over and over again, besides, optimizing the video, optimizing the channel, like I teach anyways, Tony does his gigs and backlinks and CTR, and we get them ranked. We're not going after small package. You're not going after small search volume because I'm trying to get my subscribers up, my view rate up, everything. And, like right now when I started my YouTube channel, we had like 160 subs. Right now we're at 12,300. We'll crack 15K by end of month. And we're doing that because we're pulling in a lot of subs from the topics that we're going after, because we're going after topics that have a lot of volume and a lot of searches. And then when they find you, they go, oh, this guy talks about not only local SEO, but business mindset and how to scale an agency and all these other topics, because people don't want to just know about, okay, SEO. There are some people that's all they live, eat, and breathe. I'm not one of them. They may want to know about travel or real estate and stuff like that. So
let me answer a couple of questions here, William. So like, just to give you an example, like William's not a local business. He's not a local roofing company. He's not a local dentist. So his strategy for YouTube is going to be different to, to what, a local business might be using. Now, sometimes it does make sense to go for a low volume keyword. But, usually that's kind of like what we call a vanity ranking. It's not that it's bad, but, if you're trying to get a business, then, you're trying to get a new customer, you might then utilize vanity ranking to show that customer, well, look, we're ranking for these keywords. That's why we can help you. So there is some value in going after low volume keywords, but typically if your video is well optimized. In other words, the keyword is in the title, it's within the first sentence of the description, it's in your tag, and you're mentioning it and variations of it, like semantically related keywords actually in the video, and you've got a thumbnail with the keyword in it, well, then chances are your video is going to rank all on its own, and probably it's going to rank in Google as well. Because typically the low volume keywords are long tails, and so they're less competitive. Now, with William, when he goes after a keyword that's high traffic keywords, you know, I've educated him to understand that he may have to spend, you know, 2, 3, 4 orders on a particular video, because you need to understand how YouTube works. It's basically looking for fresh and new content all the time. So it's
And
only...
let me insert something real quick there, because a lot of people ask this. So let's say for an average order, just give you an example, average order, I'll spend, what is it, 120, 130 with you, I think, an order.
It's $137 for a video.
Give or take. But my channel's monetized, right? Per each of those videos, I'm making an average of $60 to $100+. So the reality is, for me to get that ranking, I'm only paying probably, let's say 60, I'm only paying about half of what I'm actually paying them. I'm investing it back into it, because that's what I'm looking at it as. It's an investment for me, you know?
Yeah, because, you know, and this works well for William and works well for guys like me, because we are building our brand. Now, this is what I try to educate other people on, is that YouTube, like if you're a fisherman, okay, typically you'll be talking to your mates, hey, look, where's the best fishing spot? Where are the fish? Where are they biting? Well, YouTube is one of those fishing spots. There's a lot of fish swimming around there. Now, if you go fishing, what's better to go, if you know where the fish are, what's better, to go with one fishing rod or to go with a fishing net and cast out your net and then pull in the fish? So, you know, in my opinion, if you are not using YouTube as part of your strategy, you're leaving a lot of money on the table, because people use videos to educate themselves. We can't trust each other typically, because our politicians are lying to us. Everyone's like trying to cheat us. You know, women are cheating men, men are cheating women. They're using these apps to make them look more pretty or musclier than what they actually are. Like, we live in a world where there's a lot of fake. Okay. Well, it's hard to fake a YouTube video. Like when William's doing a video, he's in the video. People can see him, they can hear him, they can see what's behind him, they can see his eyes, they can see whether he's shaved or not or whatever. And they develop an opinion about the guy. Whereas if they go to his website, they don't know anything about William Jones. You know, they can read some content, they can maybe read some reviews, but anyone can fake reviews, you know. But when you're actually looking at the guy and he's speaking to you, it's pretty hard to fake that. It's like me, like now, if this was all recorded and then I uploaded a video, people could watch this video and go, oh, you know, that guy's real, you know. So any business should be making videos at least one a week. So by the end of the year, you've got a little fishing net of 52 videos. Now, depending on your type of business would depend on your strategy. You know, you should be making review videos, as in promoting your 5-star reputation. You should be promoting your reviews, or you're going to educate people something about your service. And then at the end of that video, you would say, but look, don't just take our word for it. Here's what some of our customers say. And then you screenshot your 5-star review. And so it's actually real. And then, you know, you're saying, look at what Bob's saying about our service. That's why you need to give us a call, blah, blah, blah. So there's different uses for YouTube. One is to educate people about your service, to answer questions that people would typically ask, because, all the time they're ringing you up. How much does it cost for a roof replacement? Or how much is this? Or how does it work? Or how long will it take? Well, all of those questions should be recorded over a period of time. And then you can actually make videos as answers to those questions. And probably they're going to rank in YouTube and Google, because it's not, roofing company Austin. You're actually making a video which is an answer to a question that people is typing into Google, because that's what people are using Google for. It's a search engine, you see. So the answers to those questions may not be high traffic, may not be, but the collection of all of those videos, of 50 videos, 100 videos, 200 videos, and each one of them gets 10 searches. Well, if they're all ranking, well, that's like 2,000 searches a month. So, and that now someone watches the video, now they come to your website, but your analytics will show, you got, the deal came from the website, but actually the video warmed them up. And the only reason why they came to your website or your GMB is to find your phone number, for example. So there, for some keywords, you will not need my YouTube ranking gig. My YouTube ranking gig is more for competitive keywords. And depending on how competitive it is, I mean, if you have a keyword where people are uploading a video every 30 minutes, well, it's completely unrealistic that you could order 1 gig and your video is going to rank #1 on YouTube. It's just not going to happen. You might, for that keyword, have to order 10 gigs, because, if there's always fresh content being uploaded, YouTube is going to prioritize that fresh content. But there may be another keyword where you can get away with 1 gig. Now, on my own services, on my own keywords like backlinks, I have done multiple campaigns, because I'm trying to outrank people like Neil Patel, Brian Dean from Backlinko, who uploaded videos 3 or 4 years ago, and they've got, hundreds of thousands of views, and they're authorities. So I have to keep, doing work on my video. Same with how to rank a YouTube video. There's a lot of videos optimized for that keyword. And if I don't keep working on my video, I will not stay at the top. It'll drop. So, when you're trying to rank in YouTube, you have to be realistic, and you also have to be willing to invest money, because, that's what business owners do. That if they're going to invest 1 bean, they're trying to invest it to get 10 beans back. But, going after a money keyword and only willing to drop $130 on ranking a video and that's it, that's called hope SEO. That's not, you're not a business owner. You're just hoping to rank something, and you're not really in business. You're not really taking things seriously. You have to be willing to, to go for it. And so what I've tried to do is provide a service that helps people. And the way I've developed my strategy is, as William said, is that he actually earns money from his YouTube videos. Now, this is where people get a little bit mixed up. They think they can go to some cheap bot view service. Now, you have to understand what a bot view is. It's a view where you've just got a bot watching your video. It's not a real person. They're not logged into their YouTube channel. It's just a bot view. Well, YouTube doesn't really take those views very seriously. It might increase your view count, but there's actually no engagement on your video. So with my method, I actually have a way to create engagement, to create likes, and the videos actually get watched more than 96% of the video. And as far as YouTube is concerned, these are actually real views. So, you know, William having a monetized channel, because his channel and what he speaks about is generally about the same content at the same subjects, that's why he's making money. Because what YouTube is seeing is that a lot of people keep watching his videos in the same area. That's why his videos are coming up in related videos. So, you know, whereas if you had a YouTube channel and you had one video about pest control, you had another video about cinder grill, you had another video about, you know, mozzie zappers, well, that's probably not going to be as successful in it as a channel as far as monetization concerned, because there's no actual, you know, you're not kind of focused around the one niche. Like all my videos are about SEO or backlinks. So the more videos you can make about a particular subject, the more authority you will start to have on that subject. And of course, if you're using my gig to rank the videos, most of your videos are going to get like watched. And there is a way to get your channel monetized. I know how to do that, and I have thought about providing a service around that where, you know, I will, you know, actually monetize, get the channel approved, get it monetized, and then transfer it over to you. But you know, you'd have to be willing to spend about $500 to do that. Of course, you would make your money back. Once you start uploading videos, you will start to get your money back. But, you know, William is not just making money back from his monetized videos. You know, the fact that he actually gets money back from Google from ads being played on his videos is actually a bonus. Where the real value is most of you probably didn't really know William. But because he's uploading a lot of videos, now he's a well-known guy. And now people are actually going to Google and they're searching for Rank Fortress or William Jones. There's at least 500-600 searches a month for his brand. And that's because he's pumping out videos, pumping out videos, pumping out videos, pumping out videos. And, you know, people start to trust him because, you know, if you're hiding, if you're not putting out videos, well, it's hard to trust you. But when someone just keeps putting out videos, they're saying, hey, I'm here, I exist, I'm real, I'm available. And what that does is that actually breaks down people's fear of being ripped off, because at the end of the day, no one wants to make a bad decision. No one wants their wife laughing at them because they paid too much for the car, or, you know, they got ripped off on the highest quote. That's really what's going on at the end of the day. People are afraid of making the wrong decision. That's why they check out reviews. And so that's why videos are valuable in addition to the reviews that they might read. But see, even reviews on Google, it's hard to trust those reviews because everybody knows that there's services out there of people writing fake reviews. And you can pretty much see the fake reviews. Typically, a fake review is from an account that doesn't have a photo. That's an instant giveaway. There's, you know, because real people will typically upload a photo of themselves, or they'll be a local guide. Well, if it's a review coming from a local guide, well, that's kind of like a real review.
Let me show them something real quick, Tony, just to show you, because I was actually looking at this just the other day too. Most people, I was like, you're doing the YouTube video, and I tell people all the time, I have people love me, I have people hate me. But regardless, the fact that I'm out there teaching over my shoulder, right, and walking people through stuff, I can tell you there's only like 3 people that do that on YouTube. It's going to be myself, Chris Palmer, Brock Bisner. That's it. Everybody else talks about doing SEO, but there's only a handful of us that actually walk people through doing it, right? That actually on top of it run our own agency and stuff like that. The other day, just thinking, and we were talking about earlier in class at ACTR,
with, you know, if you will, keyword plus brand and brand searches. And the more you start doing brand searches, people actually look up, let's say, Rank Fortress reviews, Rank Fortress pricing, Rank Fortress SEO service, Rank Fortress CTR service, video service, whatever, right? And I was actually in Google Trends just looking at something the other day. And this is, you know, this is just, you know, I'm going to show it to you real quick, but this was based off of, let me stop sharing and then I'll pull it back open. But this was just based off of, if you will, the past 5 years since 2017, blah, blah, blah. But up until today, if you look at Google Trends, right? This is whenever I really started. I pushed Rank Fortress was in the beginning of March of 2021. And then it broke out. And if you look in Google Trends, you'll see that this is in breakout. Breakout's very good. It basically means viral. It's starting to go viral, basically. Think of it that way.
Yeah. Can
your
I just
location. Yep,
William,
go ahead.
can I just add something here? The
Yep.
reason why this is in breakout is because William did a ton of videos around the keywords Rank Fortress Digital Agency, Rank Fortress Academy, Rank Fortress Reviews. He came to me, I created a YouTube channel. We wrote some blog content about William Jones SEO, Rank Fortress. And that is one of the reasons why I believe that he is in breakout, is because we did all of those videos.
Same thing with William Jones SEO, reviews. It's all in breakouts because, you know, I'm looking at this not from, hey, it's going to cost me money, but I'm creating a brand. You know, for Rank Fortress as a brand, ultimately one day I want to sell off and I want to exit. But William Jones is my own personal brand and I'm looking at it as investments. So and that's why I'm going after a lot of these terms and stuff, the bigger terms. So in brand recognition, because people trust you. You could say anything under the sun you want, but when someone's online and I'm the only guy and Chris and a couple of people we're the only people out there actually helping business owners, they really don't give a shit what anybody says because they're going to trust this person over this person that don't do nothing to help them. You know, this is the reason I bought your course. I saw how much value you brought, so I couldn't imagine what you showed behind the scenes, so I bought it. That was Spencer. Thanks, Spencer.
Yeah, Spencer.
You know,
let me just answer some questions here. So Scott wants to know, is it enough to buy at once or does it need to be monthly? Scott, the answer to that question is it depends on the keyword and it depends on how many videos are being uploaded for that particular keyword term. You know, maybe you do 1 gig and then it ranks the video and maybe a month later it starts to drop down a little bit because other people are uploading videos for that keyword. But if that keyword is a valuable keyword, then you might want to invest, you know, doing a service every month on that video because of the value of that keyword. Hopefully that answers your question. Good question. Geolocation keywords are probably easier, huh? Well, you know, as far as YouTube ranking, yes, because typically, you know, you know, someone isn't going to go to YouTube and type in, you know, roofing company, Austin, Texas. That is not really a keyword that people go to YouTube for. That's more like a Google keyword. So you want to look at, well, what are people actually searching for when it comes to roofing? Well, they'd be searching for educational videos, like how to know if your roof needs replacing, or how to know when to replace your gutters, or you know, how to install a skylight or something like that. So those videos should be more like educational videos. And basically it's like what William does. Hey, here's how to rank your website locally. And so he educates people about that. And then the people go, well, actually, I don't want to do it. But now that I understand it, I'll just pay William to do it for me. So it's the kind of like the same thing. You educate people about roofing or about dentist or about chiropractor or whatever it is. That builds the trust. And now they go, well, why should I try and do it myself? I'm just too busy. I'm just better off paying this guy. Like you educate people about how to fix their roof or something, or you're a roofing guy, you're actually on the roof and you've got the iPhone out and you're actually making a video and you're teaching people, look, here's why this roof needs replacing, blah, 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 blah. And so then you look at questions that people are typing into Google related searches, and then you would optimize that video around that question. And before you even made the video, you'd be making that video with the idea of why you're making the video. It's where a lot of people have made some mistakes is they see YouTube as just a free hosting platform of where to embed their video for free. They think that YouTube is just a place that people go to watch funny cat videos or something. But YouTube is a search engine, and you do need to do SEO, and it does get a lot of traffic. And of course, you can also advertise very cheaply on other people's videos, very cheaply. It's very effective. I don't provide that as a service yet, but I know a lot of people who spend a shitload of money on advertising on YouTube, and it's way cheaper than Facebook and way cheaper than pay-per-click.
And you will get clients based off of doing videos on them. I get actually, dozens of clients that contact me monthly from YouTube and wanting either SEO or web design or want to become a GMB pro, and contacting with most people. The top 3 search engines are TikTok, believe it or not, Google, and YouTube.
Yeah.
Those, and Google owns YouTube. So, I mean, naturally it's going to affect one another. So I'm going to come back to answering some of these questions, but one of the things that I like about YouTube is that one asset can appear in 4 different search engines. So a YouTube video can rank in YouTube. It can rank in Google depending on the keyword. It can rank in video search, because there's actually 2 different search engines. There's Google SERPs and there's also Google video search, but there's also image search. So if your channel is, double verified, you need to look at the SEO of your thumbnail as well, because that thumbnail can actually rank in image search. And of course the video can rank in Bing and Yahoo. So one asset can actually rank in multiple, search engines. So Tony, I've ordered several of your services lately, blah, with local businesses. Okay. So this is what a lot of people don't get about GMBs. When you're doing CTR, it needs to be mainly brand plus location, or brand plus keyword. Why is that? Because it's actually natural for someone to hear about, their friend said, oh yeah, Bob's Roofing Services, they're amazing. Well, maybe that friend right at that minute doesn't have Bob Roofing Services phone number. So what does the guy do? He goes to Google and he types in Bob's Roofing Services. It's a branded search term, or Bob's Roofing Services in Austin or something like this. And that's how he finds the map. So if you're doing CTR and you're only going after money keywords, I mean, obviously I understand why people do that. They're providing a service, they're trying to rank their client. Okay, so they have the idea, I'll just go after money keywords. Well, that's a mistake, because most of the searches are going to be brand, or brand plus service, or brand plus location. So that's when I do my Google Maps ranking. All of my CTR, I'm using 4G mobile proxies. I'm spoofing the latitude and the longitude so it appears like a local search. And I try to educate people, don't give me money keywords. Give me branded, brand plus location, brand plus service, service plus brand, service plus location, because that's what's going to trigger the map in the GMB.
in Google. And then then to answer this other question, if you want to expand your proximity, so, if you're in Austin, Texas, as an example, well, your first gig might be using, branded brand plus location. So like, roofing company or roofing services, Austin, or something like this, or Williams Roofing Services, Austin, I mean. So now if you want to expand your proximity, well, now you just go to the next location. So now you have people searching for your business, Williams Roofing Services, the next location. So what does that tell Google? It tells Google, shit, this company probably services this other city, because that's what people are typing in. They're typing in the brand plus this new location. Right. So now if your main business is in Austin, but you also want to get business from these other areas or these other, zip codes, well, then you would order the Google Maps ranking. And then so each month you would order a Google Maps ranking gig through Williams Link, by the way. So month one would be this city, the next month would be the next city, the next month would be the next city, the next month would be the next city. And what you have is a continuous flow of traffic of coming into your GMB, but from surrounding cities around your main area. And that's going to give Google a lot of great signals, because people are going in and typing in the brand plus this city. And so this tells Google, well, shit, this company must be servicing this area. I've been trying to teach people this for a while. But, of course, a lot, people, when they order the gig, they just give me money keywords. Not always, but, this is how you expand your proximity. Of course, I do the backlinks as well, and I do the embeds. And so we're linking to the share link, we're linking to the CID link, we're linking to the website. But, if you've got a website with service pages, location service pages, then for the, like, let's say you're a roofing company, you're in Austin, you've got a service page for a different location that's near Austin, around Austin, an area that you're trying to service. Well, when you order the Google Maps ranking gig, you wouldn't link to your homepage URL. You would link to the service page, because that's the page that we're going to backlink. That is the page that we're trying to rank in that location. That's the page that we're trying to convince people, hey, we service this location. The GMB should be embedded on that page. And then the keyword should be, like the service, the brand, that location, and that's the 10 keywords that you send to me when you order. And so then we would link to that in a page, that that location page, and then we would run the CTR with that location and your brand, and that's what's going to help expand your proximity. So the answer to the question is, it doesn't really matter if the address is in the GMB or not. It doesn't really matter. Because, not everyone's going to come to your location if you're a service business. What does matter is the brand plus location, brand plus service keywords that you use for backlinking the website, the inner page, and your CTR. That's what I'd be interested in, boosting brand recognition. Totally. I mean, YouTube is also a social media platform. So what you will notice is, as you start building videos, if you go to Google Search Console, youtube.com will come up as one of the top linking domains. And then if you click on that, you'll start to see all your videos showing up in Google. So now, of course, we all know that the link coming from the description is a no-follow link, but Google thinks it's important enough to have all the videos showing the links linking back to your website, even though they're no follow. Why would Google list all of the YouTube videos? So when you go into Google Search Console, you scroll down, you click on links, you'll see top linking domains. And if you've done enough videos, YouTube will come up as one of the top linking domains. You click on YouTube, and then you'll start to see all the videos that Google has now associated with your website. And of course, YouTube is a social media platform. YouTube is super powerful. You should be doing it. If you're a local business, you should ask a question. The first line in the video description should be, looking for a roofing company in Austin, call blah, because that's what's going to show in the snippet in Google. And then straight after that, that's when you want to have your name, your address, your phone number, and your CID link, or the share link to your GMB, because that's now a citation. Okay. And of course, if you're making a lot of videos about your niche, then you have niche relevant backlinks coming back to your website, or coming back to your inner pages, or coming back to some of the blog content, because, maybe you have a blog. And so, one of the things you can do, one of the things I do is I get a blog post written, and then I convert that blog post into videos. And then I link those videos back to my page. Tony, with your YouTube gig, do you actually create the channel? Getting into Williams GMB Pros is one of the best decisions I've made, blah, blah, blah. I can create a channel for you, optimize it all. I can create banners. I can do all the SEO on it. I can upload all the videos and, make you a manager of the channel, or an admin of the channel. Like, I could set it all up for you, then make myself a manager, make you the owner. But obviously, I'm going to charge a fee for that. It's not a standard service. But I think what I did for William is like 10 videos, all branded, all optimized, all ranked, and it was like $1,250, including the channel creation, the banners, everything, all the artwork was done, everything, all the thumbnails, we did everything. Thanks for, okay, people, Tony from Link Daddy knows his shit. Thanks, Spencer. Yeah, look, I've got a gig called the Google Maps, Google Domain, what do I call it? The Google Domain, Google Power Booster, shit. Now, basically that's been a challenge. When I first started doing this, we were doing Google redirects, and then Ahrefs cottoned on to what everyone was doing. And of course, it made Ahrefs look bad because people were able to manipulate their domain rating, like their metric. And so what they did is they actually filtered out all of Google redirects. Typically, the Google redirects are not very powerful. They're great for manipulating the DR, but they don't actually help you rank for anything. So there's a lot of guys in Bangladesh and Pakistan or whatever who were selling these DR manipulation and UR manipulation services, but their links aren't actually powerful. Like, you could have a whole bunch of these links, a whole bunch of these redirects, but you won't actually rank for any keywords. So it's great to create the wow, 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 look how much my DR and is, it's, and people go, oh my God, this is amazing. Now, that is important. But so, what I did is I had sold this service to about 30 clients when I was using Google redirects. And then Ahrefs made an announcement and said, we're no longer including Google redirects in our algorithm. So they actually filtered out all of the Google redirects. So it would still show up as a backlink, but they wouldn't pass any of the DR value onto your website. So all of my services that I sold dropped overnight to, basically back to what it originally was when they ordered. So I then went out for the last 12 months. I've been building up the service. And when I first started the service, I could easily get the DR to 35 to 40. But I suspect that Ahrefs is actually filtering out certain links again, but they haven't announced it. So, I've been trying to, I've been saying, look, if it isn't 30 plus, I'll, give you your money back, or I'll redo the work. And for some clients, I've had to redo it. So I used to only do 100 links. Now I'm doing up to 200. But the mistake that I've made is I haven't really educated people as to the real value of the domain power booster. The real value is not the DR increase. The real value is in the power of the links and the fact that I actually send you the logins to all of the accounts that I've created. So, you know, we've created a Google site for you. We've created a Strikingly, a GoDaddy site, you know, a MySpace, you know, we've recreated a whole heap of accounts. And so we give you all the logins. So now you can actually log into those different accounts and you can actually add more content, or you could, you know, change the anchor text or whatever it is that you want to do. So, you know, a lot of services will just send you the links, but we actually send you the logins. And that's where the real value is. So you know, I've had to take on about 4 or 5 staff just on this service because, you know, there's basically a 2-week waiting list. This service has become super popular because I think people have cottoned on to the real value of this service. It's not really the increase in the DR. That really is just to get someone's attention, particularly if you're an SEO agency and you're trying to impress a customer and you say, look, let me first of all, we're going to work on your authority. Right now your DR is like 0 or it's 1.6. It's going to take me about 5 to 6 weeks. I'm going to have to charge you $500, but you know, you're not going to rank for anything if you don't have any authority. And so you charge them $500. You come and order the you know, the domain power booster off me, and then, you know, in 5 to 6 weeks their DR is going to be you know, around 30 or more, and they're going to end up with like up to 200 referring domains, powerful backlinks, and they'll probably rank organically as well because these are powerful backlinks. And so now you can go back to the client and it's like you can show him the before and after. You know, here's where the, you know, your authority was only 1 and now it's 30 plus, and he doesn't even have to understand really what happened. He can see the before and after screenshots and he goes, oh my God, wow, wow, wow. That's the kind of benefit of the DR, because the DR is just a metric of Ahrefs. DA is a metric of Moz. You know, I think SEMrush has their own metric. So these are just their metrics, but they're not Google metrics. You know, at the end of the day, when you log into Google Search Console, Google doesn't have terms like DA, DR, spam, toxic, noise. It doesn't have any of those terms. And if that was important for Google, they would have those terms, but it's not. You know, these third-party tools, Tony entered the waiting room. Okay, I'm not sure what that means, but I guess I should click it. So, you know, these are terms that third-party tools have created, and you need to understand that these third-party tools are just a guide, but they're in this subscription business. You know, they're trying to get people to keep paying for their tool. And so that's why they come out with these kind of like fear keywords like spam or toxic or whatever, because they want to give people the idea that this is really important. And that's why you need to keep paying for our tool every month, so that you can see that you're not getting any of these types of links. But that's not important for Google. If it was, they'd have those terms in Google Search Console. And you know, like people used to say you can't do GSA links, blah blah blah, and that used to be true, but Google got sued multiple times because people were doing negative SEO with using tools like GSA, and companies were suing Google for tanking their websites because, you know, they were being attacked with negative SEO, and Google got sued so many times that you know, there's not so much importance on this whole, you know, on all these links now. And this is what people don't kind of understand. So what if my brand name already has the service and location in it? Well, that's a very good question, James, because, you know, there was this whole era of people being educated that you should go out and get an exact match domain, and it should be, you know, the keyword. And of course, if you've registered your business that way, then you're going to rank, and obviously you will. So you just have to be a little bit more creative. Like if your brand is, you know, roofing company Austin, I don't know. If that's your brand, that's what you've got to use. You know, you could probably do like roofing company Austin roof repairs, roofing company Austin roof replacement, this type of thing. So it's not just money keyword anchor text. If you have an LLC that is Roofing Company Austin LLC, then when you order the Google Maps ranking, you should include the LLC as part of the CTR. So Google, you know, like Austin Roofing Company LLC, because that is actually your brand. So then you want to do some CTR with that as the keyword that people are looking for, because that will educate Google that this is actually a brand term and not a money keyword term, you see. But then you'd get the benefit of the money keyword term because the money keyword is your brand, but you want to add the LLC or whatever it is that you have when you registered your business. Okay, to add to James' question, what if it's an EMD? Scott, hopefully I just answered that question. If you've got an exact match domain, you should also theoretically have a business as the exact match domain. You know, in Australia, that would be, you know, like Perth Roofing Company, Proprietary Limited or something like that. So if you've got a spammy GMB, well, not say spammy, but like if you've got a GMB that you were able to get approved for an exact match domain, you've got a website that's an exact match domain, but that's actually not the name of the business. I would suggest that some of your CTR should be the brand name. And, you know, I would suspect that at some point you're going to get suspended. I think Google is on to this and how people are manipulating GMBs with exact matches that isn't really their business. That's why Google is now doing all of these verifications and wanting you to, you know, do a video of you being in the business and you're filming your office and all of this kind of stuff. So you might be getting away with it right now, but probably in the future you won't be. Tony is the man of his word. He had to help my DR with his power booster. Yeah, you know, like Spencer was one of the customers where the DR dropped a little bit. And so we've gone and we've actually increased our service to up to 200 links to try and get that DR up higher. But, you know, when I offer the guarantee, I can't offer that forever because shit changes. You know, sometimes links do get lost. And so this is not a permanent guarantee of, you know, if your DR drops under 30, I'm always going to just keep doing free links. I can't do that. You know, I'm going to have to put a limit on the time of how long the guarantee is valid because I'm giving people the logins. And so if they log in, maybe they do something and it causes that link to be removed because they did something that they shouldn't have done. Bibby Burness entered the waiting room. Okay. You know, like I can't control what people are doing. So, you know, I want to be sensible about the guarantee and hopefully others will be sensible too. Like I'll have to put a time limit on it. But what I'm planning on doing is educating people on the real value of the gig and not be so focused on the DR itself, but more that we've created 200 high DA links. They've all been manually created and you can log into them all. I'm in the AU, so don't have an LLC. Okay, James, yeah, but you'd be proprietary limited. So you'd use that. So whatever the business name is with the, you know, the business registration, you know, whether it's LLC, proprietary limited, incorporated, whatever, if it's an exact match, well, then you'd add that stuff on the end. You're welcome, Spencer. Thanks, mate. And, you know, because that would be a real branded search term, you see. And the reason why you want to do branded search is because that's what people are actually typing in. And maybe it's a brand new GMB, maybe it's a brand new website. And that's another reason why you want to use branded search, because you want the map to pop. You want it to populate. You want your map to get triggered in Google. So, you know, the first Google Maps ranking gig should really be, you know, branded kind of keywords, or brand plus location, brand plus service. And then the next gig that you order the next month would be for the next location that you service. So what's going to happen is you're going to expand your proximity. You've got a continuous flow of CTR coming into GMB. You've got a continuous flow of links coming in to linking to the share link, to the CID link, and your website. So I kind of want you to get this concept. If you've got a website, you've got location pages. So the first Google Maps ranking gig is going to be to the homepage URL, right? Then the next Google Maps ranking gig would be to the location page that you service, because that's what we're going to link out to, and the GMB. And then the CTR is going to use brand plus location, the next city that you want to service. Then you'd go to the next location page and you do a Google Maps ranking on that location page. And then you would use those location keywords. And so we're going to backlink that inner page. We're going to backlink your share link, your CID link. And of course, when we do the CTR, it's going to be your brand plus this new city. And so what you're doing is you're educating Google that we service this proximity. And of course, you know, you've got this steady flow of CTR coming in. So Google's going, well, wow, this business, like people are really searching for this business in all of these locations. And that's how you expand your proximity. Okay. Got it. I'll look into proprietary limited. Yeah. You should register a business name if you've got an EMD. And that should be the business name, proprietary limited, or as close to that as you can, because then you're a real business. But I'm not sure how you're going to get away with video verification, where you have to actually be in the business showing a video, because that's what Google is rolling out. So I'm not sure how guys are going to get away with that. But of course, there's a lot of GMB, so it's going to take a long time to probably get that established as, you know, like an absolute requirement. You know, like I have a GMB link daddy because I've got a registered business in Miami, but it's not an office. It's just a registered business. And so there's no way that I'll be able to do a video. So I don't know what's going to happen with my GMB, but, you know, I don't really market my GMB because I'm not a local business. You know, I'm not a roofing company in that location. I'm kind of like a national brand. Anyway, it's actually 7:20. I need to keep these videos to an hour because I have to go somewhere in the mornings now. So I need to get ready. And, you know, you can always get in common with William, you know, write to him questions. I was going to show you about linking structure today, but we kind of got on the subject of YouTube ranking, and there were some questions about GMBs. So I wanted to go over that. But, you know, that's kind of what I'm going to be doing is each kind of lesson is, you know, talking about why I created the gigs, what's important, you know, balancing your anchor text ratios, this kind of thing. And obviously happy to answer questions. That's why I'm here. So are you around, William? I don't know if he's here. I'm not sure how to end the recording. Hello, William. William.
Tony, it looks like he's not on anymore. So I would just leave, and it should automatically upload to his hard drive.
Right. So I just click stop the recording.
Yeah.
And then end. Okay, guys. Well, look, I've got to go. unless someone's got like an urgent question, I'm going to end the recording, and then I can see you next week in next week's lesson. And until then, have a great day and flourish and prosper. There's some, shit going on in the world, and the best way to overcome the shit is just to promote, 10x your production, 10x your promotion, and flourish and prosper. That's how you win. Okay, have a great day. See you later.